if you really want to know what I think the future is going to be, I think that, number one, I think your computer is going to turn into your television set, meaning with the flat screen TV display, I think that'll be basically your computer screen will pop up there. You hit another button, it'll go to your TV set. That's all going to be right there. And that you'll be pumping DVDs. I think DVDs are going to come through the computer just as quick too, the same way they MP3, and they're going to be able to dump. Matter of fact, I got the Titanic downloaded to my office, the whole movie.
Wow.
Yeah, right? So you can do that right now. People are worried about us moving records around. You can move a film around. See, once you put something into a digital format, it can be ripped. So I just think that you're going to come home, you'll be riding down the street and you're going to say, oh, Janet Jackson's new album is out. It's number 565. And you go to a special web channel, you'll click 565 and her video will pop on. You click another one and out come the liner notes, you click purchase and it'll download to the computer that you're going to have at your house. It's going to hold all your music. Just like that. It ain't going to be a whole bunch of going to some old tired record store buying a skipping CD.
Y'all wonder why I'm so passionate about ownership and equity, being a billionaire and trillionaire and all these things that are gonna come in our community? Because this is not the first time this has happened. This is 1999. You got Ice-T, a street nigga that didn't go to college, none of that shit that people would have considered to understand the stuff that's going on, and he predicted everything that was about to happen. I'm gonna break this down, and I'm gonna tell y'all what else is gonna happen in the future for us and how you can get your foot in that shit right now. But before I do that, make sure you click like. You on YouTube, click subscribe. You on Instagram, click follow. Hit like, hit share, write comments, because all that stuff helps the algorithm, brings more people, more ducks and swans into the pond. Stay locked in. My ducks, my swans, welcome to the pond. My name is Dorian from Group82Music.com, and right here we got Ice-T predicting streaming, predicting iPhones, predicting YouTube. For those of y'all that weren't around at that time, so 1999, I was 15. And in that time, the internet was around, but there wasn't all this education information on the internet. The internet was literally like, you could go and look up stuff. Any news that happened, you could go on there. There was usatoday.com, MSN.com. There was the browser wars at that time between Netscape Navigator and web crawler and Microsoft Explorer. All this stuff y'all probably don't know about because now people just use Chrome or Safari. And so the internet was cool, but it wasn't life like how it is now. And so if you weren't in Silicon Valley, if you weren't surrounded by that energy, you did not know where this stuff was going. Ice-T is from LA and he's from the West Coast and he's a smart dude. So he's had those people around him, but he's still a street nigga. He's still a hood nigga. And so for him to understand where this stuff was going, and he was getting his foot in on it, that just showed how impactful not just the black community is, but how hip hop community is on the future of technology. Because everything he predicted essentially became a $1 trillion company. He predicted YouTube. YouTube came out 2005. That's 6 years later. YouTube's owned by Google. Google's a $1 trillion company. He predicted iPhone. All your music's gonna be stored somewhere that you can listen to in your house or wherever. That's Apple. $1 trillion company. He predicted streaming, where you be able to see Janet Jackson up on a billboard, whatever. You type a code in, you can listen to it right on your computer. It's a lot easier than that. You ain't gotta type the code in. Spotify, last time I checked, their market cap was around $60 billion. This shit is real, and it's not the end. We're still very, very early. Here are some things that are gonna come up next, and I'm gonna tell you how you can get yourself in on it. Number one is augmented reality. Augmented reality is like filters, and when y'all on Instagram, you put the questions up there. Right now it's really gamey, it's gamified, it's quizzes, it's cute, it's whatever. Eventually, augmented reality is going to be literally how we entertain ourselves and how we use social media. And if you want to have a conversation with your great-grandparents, and they have all the data, so your great-grandparents' voice, pictures, videos, emotions when they were happy, sad, mad, etc., you will be able to have an augmented reality hologram or persona of your great-grandparents around your house. Now for us, we probably won't be able to have that because our great-grandparents weren't documenting their lives like that. But who is documenting their lives like that? We are. I know a lot of y'all think y'all private, but you're not. If you're on social media, you're not private. Facebook has been keeping track of everything you ever said or written. Same with Instagram, same with your iPhone, same with Google, same with Waze, same with everything. So our great-grandchildren are going to be able to have holograms, augmented reality of us around the house, walking around doing shit. You need to understand how valuable that shit's gonna be worth. For your family, it's one thing, but when we'll be able to have an augmented reality version of Beyonce at age 35, we'll be able to have an augmented reality version of Jay-Z at age 50, we'll be able to have an augmented reality version of Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace. We'll be able to have this stuff. So since we'll be able to do that, that's gonna be a shit ton of money. The second thing that's really gonna take off is voice. Right now, it still is kind of difficult for us to do a lot of things. Even though we are in this society and world of ease, voice is going to take the fuck off. Literally every single thing that we have said on our phones, on social media, on podcasting, Spotify, all these things, they're keeping track of it. So eventually it's gonna get to the point where if I wanna send an email out to my team, I'm not gonna have to say, hey, iPhone lady's name, and I don't wanna say it because I don't wanna trigger her right now. I'm gonna be able to be like, yo, let's send this email to Cassie and tell her we need to slide that thing over a little bit to the left because the graphics ain't right, that color's off, that blue's not the color that we really need. Go look up Dude's Instagram, find a better picture, and then send that graphic over to the podcast guest we're gonna have on Wednesday. Now, if I put that inside of an email like how I just said it, Cassie wouldn't know what the fuck I was talking about. But because our devices know our voices so well, because they'll have so much data on me, because they'll know our email inboxes, because they'll know the colors that Group A2 uses, because they'll know the conversations I've had in my DMs about who the podcast is about on Wednesday and who the Instagram page is that belongs to that podcast. When I say it like that, they're gonna be able to craft a professional email and they're gonna send it to Cassie. And they're gonna send it to Cassie in a professional way, or maybe Cassie's gonna be like, I elect for them to say it in a way where it translates to me that gets the best out of her. So I'm gonna say it in my Dorian nigga way, and it's gonna translate to Cassie in her graphic design, Penn State, soon to be graduate way. Or maybe Cassie elects to receive emails like how she talks to her friends, how she talks to her mom, or how she talks to whomever she's involved with. Like, that's what this shit's gonna get to. We're gonna be able to do every single thing with our voice, and our lives are gonna be extremely organized. When I say I need to get a haircut, my devices are gonna work together. They're gonna know based on the last 5 or 6 places I've driven to get my haircut, who the barber was, what their social media was, based on how much I paid them, based on my debit card info, based on my availability. They're gonna know like, hey, your barber is available X, Y, and Z at these times. Which one do you want? And I can say, book that one. They're gonna do it. The barber's gonna get paid. Boom. That's where this shit's going. Augmented reality, voice. This is happening. It's already here now. It's just not as user-friendly for the general public yet. A lot of companies are doing this already. A lot of execs have this in their lives right now. The same way streaming was around in 1999 with Mark Cuban. In the next 10 to 15 years, you're gonna see this shit rise. You need to own your likeness. You need to be putting out as much content as you possibly can. You need to be giving these devices as much data as you can. For all of y'all that wanna protect your data, what the fuck are you on, man? What do you think this is? It's too late. It's too late. They have everything on us. So continue to give them the data so it can optimize your life and make you more efficient. This is where all this stuff is going. You see these companies that come to you, smart clothing, smart t-shirts, smart shoes. See what they talking about so you can get equity stake. Because they're gonna need influencers. They're gonna need people that have brands. So the more content you put out, the bigger your brand is, the more leverage you'll have to get equity stake in these companies. Like Ice-T, if he would have been able to do that, he could have approached Google, told him his ideas or whatever. And if he had a massive brand, he could have went in on YouTube with them, and who knows what he would be worth today. It's going to happen. So you can sit around and bullshit if you want, or you can be like me and put out as much content as I am every single day. Let me know your thoughts. What else do you think is going to happen in the future? You need help building content, getting your brand up? You on Instagram, click the link up top. You on YouTube, click the link in the box. Mouse the pond. Y'all stay true. Rotate, 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 rotate. Rotate, rotate. Group82music.com.